This is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird.
All things weird.
What's up, dude? How are you today?
I'm doing swell, dude. This crispy boy is treating me.
Boy.
Treat me nice. Too bad we're on our last ones.
Oh, yeah, I know.
From the refrigerator.
Remember in one of the earlier podcasts, I said my favorite beers are Lone Star and Modelo?
Oh, and that's what I got.
Dude, and you have Lone Star and Modelo here
I
today.
forgot about that.
So once I finish this, I'll crack open the Modelo.
One of them Modelo.
Dude, we're good. We're going to be good to go. We're going to be good to go.
Light beers are good for talking, I feel like. You know, it doesn't gunk up your mouth a lot, like IPAs, to dry your tongue out at all. You know?
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be set. I just cracked this one up and up.
Sweet.
I'm looking at our stats on Spreaker, and I thought this would be pretty interesting to talk about. First off, we have over 1 million. No, I'm kidding. we have 1,200 total plays, which I think is a freaking crazy number.
That's pretty awesome.
We've only had the podcast for about a month. It was literally, this is our month anniversary.
Today?
So we started June 10th.
Oh.
And now it's July 10th. So it's been only a month, and we only have 6 episodes, and we have over 1,200 total plays.
That's pretty sweet. That's
I
not
think
bad. Good job, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks for listening and sticking with us.
Even if it's one guy listening 1,000 times.
No, this guy would have to be traveling all over the world.
Right. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
This guy's like a major traveler. We've got representation in Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Iceland, Germany, Mexico, Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and the United States. Just some cities real quick. Some shout outs. We got Washington, D.C.
Hey, what's up, D.C.?
What? Probably all feds. What's up, feds? Kidding. Miami, Florida. Freaking love Miami, dude.
Yeah.
New York, Brooklyn, Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, Taylor, Texas.
Hey, what's up, Taylor?
What's up, Taylor? Hometown. Minneapolis, Austin, and Houston. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
0.23% of 12. I don't know what that is, but that's at least like 4 people listening in Norway.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just listen to was one person and they listen to 4 episodes.
Right.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's cool because I don't know anybody in Norway.
And nor do I speak Norwegian.
Yeah.
With that reversed, like they would have to understand.
Right. What if they just like the sound of our voices? What if they don't understand what we're saying? Maybe they listen to it to go to sleep.
Dude, yeah. That'd be kind of... I don't know if that's depressing or...
Or maybe they listen to it to get aroused.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we have arousing voices.
It's like ASMR.
Yeah. Dude, that commercial, what is it? Michelob Light? That Michelob Light commercial with the...
I haven't had cable in a really long time.
Whispers. I hate that commercial. That's what you're talking about, right? Where they whisper?
That's what typically.
I hate that so much. In real life, if somebody whispers in my ear, I want to freak out.
What's that whisper song?
Freak out.
Hey, let me get you.
I hate when people whisper so bad. And just that there's like a little tickle like in your ear, and it bugs the crap out of me, man. I hate that.
Yeah, man.
I hate that so much.
So nobody whisper at Joe when we go to UFO Congress.
Yeah, don't whisper at me.
Somebody's gonna come up to you and whisper in your ear.
Because I always talk loud to that same person.
Like you turn around. What? Huh?
Just repeat what they said loudly.
You've got a boner? This guy's got a boner!
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot. I mean, that's, like we said, that's a lot of different countries, and we don't know you guys.
Yeah.
But we love you anyways.
Yeah,
right?
Seriously.
Right? Thanks for showing us some love.
Showing us some love.
Hey, man, real quick before we get started.
Yeah.
Remember we got the post the other day about the Area 51 meetup where there's going to be people there?
Do we have an update?
Yeah.
Oh
There's
my
a
God.
bunch of idiots who are going to line up and actually try and break into Area 51.
What's the number up to now?
Man, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. I'm not sure what the number's up to yet. They said it on the radio earlier today, and I was
my God.
I was like, wait a second. I thought that was kind of a joke, but there's articles being written about it now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's articles, and they're amped up, they're ready to go. But if you're listening and you're planning on going, hey, stay home.
Nearly 200,000 people have signed up to steal alien secrets from Area 51.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Pack your shades, your sunscreen, and your coziest tinfoil hat. Fucking come on.
That's how they reported it.
Tinfoil hat. Hey, guys. Maybe there's some great little great bad.
Thanks a lot, Live Science. Yeah. No, so they're really about this, man.
That just doesn't sound like it's gonna go well, dude.
I'm gonna say that's a bad idea. Not to mention, guys, that's a mountain. Like, you're gonna have to walk through mountain ranges. It's not just flat.
I'm gonna bring some Ritz crackers.
I don't know if most people are gonna make the hike to Area 51. Like, 75% of them are gonna die off and be like, dude, we should have stayed home. I don't have to walk. What is this, 20 miles?
That's a long freaking way to walk in a straight line, let alone a mountain range.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And then, not to mention, all the machine guns that are surrounding the place.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
And Demogorgons walking around, dude.
They're just everywhere.
Demogorgons walking around. Dude, speaking of... Well, I guess we'll get into Demogorgons. But, I guess there's not that much on Facebook happening, I guess. We're going to do some... what was that post that Joseph posted?
Oh, yeah.
It says, there are no coincidences. Neil Armstrong was the first person to land on the moon. Neil A backwards is alien. Ooh. And then below it says it looks like a little text message that it says it's from the FBI that says, delete that shit right now. That's great.
Dude, he also made a post on the oil rig where they saw a UFO.
Right.
Where they saw a USO.
And
then it turned into a UFO. No, it was out in the Gulf Coast.
Oh.
So it was closer to Louisiana.
Okay.
And they said this thing came out of the water, and they didn't really notice it at first, but then it was hovering above the ship. There's a supply ship that they have, and they said that the thing was almost 2 times the size of the supply ship. Whoa. Came out of the water, and it wasn't dripping.
What?
It wasn't dripping any water, didn't make a wake, wasn't making bubbles, nothing. It just came out of the water without making any motion on the ocean surface.
So, right? I'm just thinking of okay, I'm going to get really doctory science here.
Yeah, dude. Well, we are doctor scientists.
That's true. Right. The displacement of water, I mean, when something is... That doesn't make any sense. When if the water was displaced, then it would have to have come back together if something was displacing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean...
I agree 100% with you.
Huh.
Yeah, that's strange.
Cool.
That's strange. But that's the report.
And then somebody popped out of the UFO said, anybody want to save 15% on their car insurance?
But yeah, I think there was 4 years ago, maybe, or...
Oh, damn. What do I haven't heard about that?
It's pretty recent.
That's cool.
It's pretty recent, but...
Shit.
Yeah,
anything USO is really interesting to me because I feel like it doesn't get a lot of attention.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're always, talking about what's in the sky, but...
Yeah.
And that's the main focus. But now with all the stuff, that we're hearing on, these things can go in the water, they can go in space, through the air, and we may have the technology for that.
So tell me that story you were telling me about.
Which one?
Or do we not have enough information?
I don't think we have enough information.
All right, let's wait. All right.
Yeah, we'll wait on that.
Okay.
But it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
And it's basically just about a patent that finally came around, and some Chinese scientists,
figured some shit out.
Yeah, they figured some stuff out, but it kind of has to do with the same thing on how they can go in the air, and it might be related to this Tic Tac thing.
Okay.
So,
may or may not.
May or may not. I don't know yet, so we won't go too far into it.
All right. Man, I want to talk about it so bad. It's so cool.
It sounds pretty crazy.
Maybe
it sounds pretty crazy. Yeah,
episode.
definitely. But did you also see the other one on how Texas has one of the highest amounts of UFO sightings in 2019 so far?
Dude, I thought we were onto something about that.
Yeah.
Like the increasing amount of things that I've seen that happen in Texas.
Yeah, because there's a lot of cool stuff.
All the stories that I've heard. I wonder if they're like, what do you think they're attracted to in Texas? I wonder what it is about Texas. Do you think it's like our military? I mean, we've got Fort Hood, and a couple other places, but I mean, I've never heard of any kind of like geological anomalies in Texas, like magnetic fields or anything like that.
You know, we have like Enchanted Rock, right? Something like that. People say they see stuff out in that area a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we got the Marfa Lights. You know, we got a lot of crazy stuff that kind of happens out in the area.
Right. Did I tell you I went to Marfa and saw the lights?
Oh, did you?
Dude.
Was it pretty cool?
It was pretty interesting.
So
me and Jess went out there for a little road trip. And, I mean, that was like, we wanted to go to Marfa because it's a cool town, but I was super, super stoked just to see the lights because I'd heard so many things. Like, I've got a buddy his mom went out there and saw she has a crazy story that like out towards. So first off, when you walk up to the place, if you haven't been there before, you haven't been there before, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so it's super kind of like a theme park-esque where you pull up and there's this building with a deck, like a viewing deck, and there's like binoculars that you can walk up to and use. And what you're looking at and it's this huge plain, and then all around you is kind of like this basin. So you're in the middle of this basin. There's like a mountainside straight ahead of you and to your right and to your left. And I don't think there's any highways off to the right on top of those mountains. I don't believe. I think all the roads go in between the mountains or the plateaus. And I don't think there's any major highways on the far mountain either.
Because that's one of the theories, is that it's cars driving down the mountain.
Yes.
And that's what's making the lights look like they're floating.
And there's no roads over there.
Roads, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking. So the story that my buddy's mom said that from the middle of the plain, which I'm guessing is about a mile, maybe 2 miles. It's pretty long distance. Her story is that it would start in the middle of the basin, like this glowing orb would just shoot off and then run up the mountain. And it was kind of like strobing airplane lights, where it would start in one place and go whoop, and then kind of dissipate in the distance, kind of dance up the mountain a little bit. So what I saw was just a few. First off, I didn't see anything, and we just kind of settled there, and I think we just both started just to kind of feel a little let down or just kind of disappointed because we weren't seeing anything like at all. And then all of a sudden, I just see this little tiny dot, and at the very end of that maybe mile mountain range, at the very bottom of the mountain range, and it looked like somebody was walking around with a torch and just kind of waving it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it looked like somebody was just out there with some kind of glowing ball on a stick, and then just kind of waving it around, and then it would go away. And then all of a sudden, to the right mountain range, I see this big light in the sky, like above the mountain range. So it was, I'm thinking, it's like a helicopter or a plane coming at us, and that's their whatever headlights. Would it just ascended, if you were to put your hand out, probably like 3 inches, if you were to hold that in between your index and your thumb, and then it just disappeared. And then I look back, and I'm looking at this other dot, and that dot's back, the waving torch. And then again, to the right, this huge light. It's an orange light. It looked like a light. It didn't look like an orb. It definitely looked like somebody had a huge headlight pointing at us, and then it would like ascend, and then that was it. But it was like pretty repetitive. It happened 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And then we also saw like air traffic going above us too. So I mean, I could tell the difference between a trajectory of a plane going across the sky, but this thing was like just hovering and then just kind of shot off into the sky. Not super fast, but kind of floaty.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. I can't say for sure that I don't think it was a UFO. I think there's something going on there. Something optical.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been out there and tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, man, it could be
this.
It could be some weird shit that we just don't know about. It could be some overlap in another dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the last podcast you said it was swamp gas. You
swamp gassed y'all, dude. What were we talking about?
It was a skinwalker and just unexplainable events that not even science could explain.
Right.
It's maybe we just don't know that yet.
Right.
Understood that.
I don't think this was swamp gas. I don't know what. There's something weird going out there, and it's like consistent. I feel like everybody that I've talked to that's been out there to go see the Marfa lights, they see something, but it's all different. Like all the stories that I hear are a little different than what I saw and what I've heard other people say. Other people say like it just kind of zigzags up the mountain. Some say it's just in the field and it kind of pops up the little lights and then dissipates, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm going to go check that out. Because,
no,
I haven't been out there. I've been in the area.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to Marfa to just watch the lights specifically.
It's a far drive.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
It's pretty grueling to get out there.
If you go anywhere in Texas, it's a far drive.
That's true. Which, again, back to the idea of, like, why do you think there's so many sightings in Texas?
It's such a large area.
That's a large area where there's just nobody, too. Like, just nothing happening. Maybe one cattle rancher here and there.
Area 51, right? Or I'm sorry, not Area 51, but the Roswell incident, the crash. Everybody says they took it to Area 51 and they have the aliens there. This is for you Area 51 people that are going to Area 51 also. Supposedly they took the pieces, the crashed pieces, to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, right, in Ohio.
Yep.
And the other pieces went to Fort Worth.
Oh,
here in Texas.
Really?
So maybe we've got some of their toys and they're trying to find it.
Oh,
right?
Dude.
So nothing's at Area 51. If you're going to do anything, go to S4, right? We talked about that.
Right.
It's 15 miles south.
If they're good, I mean, you could. If you're gonna walk all the way to Area 51, might as well keep going.
You might as well go there to where the craft are, right? That's where Bob said they are.
I want to see a photo. I want to see a photo of the hangar that he talks about.
Yeah,
in S4.
I bet that's pretty cool.
The one that's into the mountain,
where it has the doors painted.
Yeah,
color as the mountain.
I want some proof of that.
That's pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty cool. I heard some pretty wacky stuff about Bob Lazar. Did you watch that video?
I didn't get a chance to finish it. Is it better than the other ones that make crazy claims?
I don't know. I don't know what to think of it because it does sound like this guy, his whole channel is him like doing a bunch of research and debunking things.
Yeah.
That's all that he does. And apparently usually his videos are like 20 to 30 minutes, but this one was like 45 minutes. So everybody was super stoked that, number one, it was really, really well researched, I guess. I guess if you can give credit to this guy based on whatever else he's researched, but it was like a 45-minute piece, seemed to be really well documented.
So I guess
and it was
so other than he other than like the prostitute stuff, you can't find his name, can't find any of the school stuff, his birth certificate, other than the basic stuff that we know that was fucked up in Bob's life.
Yeah.
What were some other things that he talked about?
And
I don't think I got that far into it.
Yeah, I don't even care to even talk about that because I feel like,
that doesn't even matter to me at all.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
And that's, most of the videos you see that do that, it's like, all right, you're saying all this stuff, but none of that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all, this whole video is to discredit Bob. And I feel kind of bad that we're talking about it, but I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Well, we got to know.
If you want to know the truth, you got to know both sides. You've got to be curious about both sides.
So put your biases aside.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's, I mean, I'd love to live in a world where everything is like fanciful and cool and like everything is what it seems to be. But when you look a little deeper, just the same way as we dig into these UFO topics and try to find the truth, we also have to play the other side. So, so other than that stuff that you mentioned, he pinpointed that George Knapp had this UFO story that he wanted to break before he even had Bob Lazar on the show to talk about it.
Right.
And and it shows him on his news segment, I guess he was an anchor, talking about, hey, we had this other guy that was gonna talk about this story, but the last 15 minutes he bailed out. So we got this other guy named Bob Lazar or something. I think this was before he gave his name out.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was weird that he had another guy that was going to interview and tell the story, but he switched it to Bob at the very end.
Yeah.
Or right before it went out.
Mm-hmm.
And both Bob Lazar, George Knapp, what's the pilot's name?
Lear?
Something Lear.
It's not Robert.
Ronnie. I don't know.
Something
like that.
The son of, the inventor of the Learjet.
Yeah. So they all claim that they didn't really know each other until after that. But after that story broke out, George Knapp claims that he didn't even know Bob Lazar until then because he just found out about him through so-and-so. But this guy found out that, they did know each other because they all went to this event that Bob Lazar was putting on in the desert with a few of his buddies.
Right.
Where they go out in the middle of the desert and shoot off fireworks and guns, and they would have like girls in bikinis out there and people on motorcycles and, whatever. So this was like this annual event that they would go out there and shoot fireworks and have a crazy time.
Yeah.
And that's how he knew George Knapp.
Well, because Lear kind of had his career messed up by the UFO stuff. And that was kind of one of, they say that, when Bob found out, he told Lear about it. Right?
Right.
It was
that
like,
was the
hey,
first person
they all said you were crazy, but you're not. I saw it.
Right.
Right. So they had to have known each other before then.
Yeah. So
they had to have been friends.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But, I guess we knew that part.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
So another thing, I kind of feel maybe I shouldn't. Maybe people will just figure it out by themselves.
Yeah. Well, I want to know because
But to me, it's just weird, and it only pertains to Bob's character, and that's it. And I feel bad. Like I don't mean to attack his character.
Yeah, you're not trying to attack his character. We're just trying to get through. We're just trying to cover all the bases.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
So I might regret this, but I don't know. You can find the video. I'll look it up and give you the URL whoever's listening. But there's this weird thing that happened where Bob was married to this woman, and then they move out to Las Vegas, and he had already been having this relationship with this other woman, Tracy. But when they moved out, him and his wife, not Tracy. Tracy's like this tertiary person that he's seeing, I guess.
Yeah.
So Bob and his then wife move out to Las Vegas. She dies mysteriously from what do you call it when you close the garage door? Carbon dioxide poisoning. It was ruled out to be a suicide. 2 days later, he gets married. Bob gets married to Tracy, and they move into their house, her house or whatever. And he files bankruptcy on him and his ex-wife's company. So he gets all this money from whatever to start his new company or whatever with Tracy. Ooh. I thought that was
That's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
In the documentary, don't they say that Bob's wife was having an affair too?
That was Tracy. So that was his second wife.
Was his second?
That was having the affair later. This is much later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Tracy was fooling around, whatever.
So Bob got too. So.
But I thought that was something
that's
new
crazy.
that
I hadn't heard that.
Didn't know. It just seems like, and also like there's a bunch of interviews of George Knapp talking about this subject, about the Bob Lazar story, and he says he words things differently almost every time, and there's some just missing bits and pieces. It doesn't make me feel 100% on it. Yeah, it kind of feels to me the feeling that I got after watching this video that looks into all this stuff that I'm talking about. I have a feeling it just made me feel like there's something fishy going on, and we're not getting the whole story. Number one, I feel like after watching that video that George Knapp had this story already played out, and that's what story he was going to tell no matter who he got to tell it for him. That was his story that he was going to break. That's kind of the feeling that I got. But
so
I don't know.
If Knapp gets the story and it's a credible story, we have to kind of think, does it matter who says the story?
No.
If the story's real,
If the story's real, no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because if the story's real, then that kind of, it's like, so the other guy bailed, but you needed somebody to get this story out. Right. So
that's a good point. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it is a double-edged sword. It's like, man, that kind of like, you're lying a little bit, right? So that would naturally hurt credibility.
Yeah.
But if the story is real,
then I don't care. I mean, if it's real, then dude, that's.
And if most of your stuff is credible, where do we go from here? But I
don't know where to go from here. Honestly. I'm kind of stuck.
The carbon dioxide poisoning thing is a little crazy.
Have you heard that before?
And I hadn't heard that before. No,
yeah, dude.
I had heard a little bit about the story and George having a story, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together like that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty crazy. And now that makes me curious on who was the first guy. What happened to him?
Right.
And
maybe he was the guy that got blown up in the. Maybe he was Bob's predecessor.
What if it was Lear?
Oh,
telling his story.
Oh, interesting.
And then it just so happened they met. They were like, "Oh, hey, Bob's working at Area 51 now.
Oh.
We could just wait till he tells us information and then be like, boom." There's the confirmation for the story. Yeah. Now Bob can tell it.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know the timeline on all that stuff, so that could be complete horseshit.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating. We don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, it's a cool thing to think about, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, I really didn't mean to even bring that up. It's just like.
No, but that's important, though.
I think so too.
It's definitely important, especially if we're just we're trying to put things together. We're trying to learn. We're just like everybody else out there. We don't have the information. We're just guessing. But we're not here to badmouth anybody. We're not here to whatever you do is what you do, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. We're gonna look into it, and one day it may be, oh, that's cool, and then we find out something else, and it's like, oh, that's not cool.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Which is fine, because you have to be open-minded about this whole thing.
Yeah.
We can't just take it, because we're all just guessing.
Yeah.
So it's really just trying to put pieces of a puzzle together.
Yeah.
Of a white puzzle, a blank puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know what the picture is.
Oh.
So how are you gonna put a puzzle together when you don't even know what the picture is?
Yeah.
To begin with. So
have you seen those? They're like 1,000 pieces, and it's like a blue gradient.
Oh, is that
those puzzles?
Yeah. I have
terrible people who made that up.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, that's pretty wild.
I know. All right.
Well, I'm gonna watch it now. I'm gonna watch. I completely forgot.
I kind of want to look it up real quick. I gotta. Yeah, I did send it to you. Let me look at our text message.
Yeah, we can post it.
Let me pull up my jitterbug.
Mm-hmm. Jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
This has nothing to do with jitterbug, but it does have to do with music, bro. I saw an alien last night, and his name was Carlos Santana.
Oh yeah, dude,
that was epic. That man, if you time traveled Carlos Santana, like, to the past, and you dropped him off an electric guitar, he would be an alien. Like,
yeah, dude.
To those people, he would be a god. He'd be like, what is this? What is he doing?
Like
what
an electric guitar?
Is that a guitar? Like, what is that?
I'm like picturing like a Roman times.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He walks in to be like the entertainment for an orgy. He walks in with one of those belt clip-on amps.
Yes.
And he's just fucking shredding, dude.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, man. That was incredible. That was incredible.
I roomed with his Santana's nephew when I auditioned for The Voice, Adam Lasher.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't know if his last name is actually Lasher. It's such a cool last name.
Yeah.
Cool last name.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, I roomed with his nephew.
He's a pretty cool guy.
He was super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had this gig, I guess, out like near the Jamaica area, those islands out there, where this company or resort would fly him out every summer to do like a acoustic gig, and he invited me to do it. I had school, so I couldn't do it.
Oh damn!
But that would have been
sweet.
Yeah.
But I mean, school is cool too,
dude. School's super cool, man.
Stay in school.
All right. Well, so you were telling me the Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Thing earlier, I think is super freaking interesting. There's a lot of different areas that are like, whoa, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the maybe spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's a spoiler alert. It's fine. If you haven't seen it by now, then press pause. Go watch it.
Yeah. Go watch it. You've had what? 5 days to watch it now, or something like that. You had 5. If you haven't finished it yet,
then 6 days.
Yeah, you're falling behind. But
so Joe goes, all right. Well, what happened in the latest? Like, what were the Russians doing? And I said, well, they were shooting this big weaponized beam. It looked like some kind of electromagnetic beam at this wall, trying to open up the dimension of the Upside Down. And Joe goes like, all right, check this out.
So this is in Tennessee. It's called Oak Ridge National Laboratory. And the story is that I believe her name is Broussard, I believe is the scientist's name. And this says scientists at the taxpayer-funded Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee are reportedly using public resources to open a portal to a parallel universe. Right? So she says she says it's a pretty wacky experiment, but it'll totally change the game. So Broussard's experiment will fire a beam of subatomic particles down a 50-foot tunnel. The beam will pass a powerful magnet and hit an impenetrable wall with a neutron detector behind it. The experiment is, if the experiment's successful, the particles will transform into mirror images of themselves, allowing them to burrow light through the impenetrable wall. All right.
So what you were saying was like, explain like, I guess what you know about the light. What's the purpose of the light though?
So I'm not sure what the purpose of the light is. I think it's not so much the light, it's the particle beams that are being shot. And I guess what they're explaining here is they're trying to make some people say that our universes or our dimensions sometimes overlap.
Yeah.
Right? And
what they said was it was like a mirror.
Right, but we can't always see that. And so this is kind of just showing that the visible spectrum to us for sure 100% isn't all we see.
Right.
So it's trying to create a mirror image or maybe see the identical dimension, that maybe we might share space with.
So what I was thinking, like, what if on the other side there's another version of those exact people, but a mirror version shooting that exact same beam back at them,
back at the wall, right? Or if the dimension is a little bit different, who knows what they're shooting?
Everything's steam powered,
or maybe instead of using shooting particle beams, maybe they just have like 2 pieces of wood and a mustard bottle in between it, and they push it with their hands and squirt mustard at the wall. And then one of these days, we're going to walk through the wall
and get covered in mustard.
And that dimension's going to be like, we did it.
Oh, yeah.
But really, it was us.
It's like that scene in Stargate where the big portal looks like like the water going through. There's people on the other side, there's fucking mustard everywhere. We did it! But in this dimension, everybody's like, instead of humans, they're like walking and talking hot dogs.
That'd be great. Sausage party.
Relish the moment, people.
Oh,
we've done it.
That would be so great. A dimension just like ours, but with hot dog people. Dude.
Oh man,
how sweet
that sounds delicious, dude. Hot dog people,
and they eat tiny humans.
Little buns. I wonder what they would use
ballpark Frank, and that's why they're called Franks.
Oh shit!
Because they're all named Frank. All the
Frank,
little tiny
yeah,
humans.
they're like thousands of yes.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. Stranger Things. If you've seen it, you know what we're talking about.
That's that story.
That's exactly that story.
They're shooting a freaking gun with a laser beam coming out of it into a wall, an impenetrable wall that is opening another portal into a different dimension.
And
it's the same shit.
That's what they're doing.
And it's not the first time that they're... do you think they're pulling from this actual story? I mean, or do you think the story is...
I think
just a coincidence?
I think this is a little more recent.
Okay.
So this article, I believe it was posted 2 days ago. You know? So maybe somebody watched Stranger Things and was like, let's fire a beam into the wall. That's obviously ridiculous.
Stranger Things did it. A bunch of teenagers did it.
Why can't we? It wasn't the teenagers, though. It was the Russians.
Right, that's right. The
Ruskies.
I wonder why they... Oh, okay, 'cause I just almost asked a dumb question.
We don't have any Russian listeners.
Oh, dude, that's right. I wonder why.
Hey, if anybody from Russia's listening, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, dude? Or... Oh, wait, I can call girls dudes, too.
Yeah, they're dudettes.
Dudettes. Yeah. I'm a dude. She's a dude.
He's a dude. We're all
dudes. If you really think about it. If you think about it, dude. So that's not the first thing that I feel like
July 9th,
is weird.
2019 is when this article came out.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's another coincidence. And what Stranger Things you were telling me is derived from the
Montauk Project.
Montauk Project.
Yeah.
Which
it's
is
just mind control, telekinesis, remote viewing and things like that, being able to use consciousness or however that works, right? And so that part is where we always talk about like the spiritual part of this and like how some of it's a little crazy, but maybe it's a big part of it. And that kind of makes me, it's stuff like that makes me think that, whoa, maybe that is, part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that, or it's like you were saying with the chairs, and Corey Good had this same experience with. I mean, he tells that he had been on a couple of crafts that the chair was the mecca of like that's how you made the craft go. So that was I had heard that before. Specifically, he said that on the backs of these chairs were little nubs that would like kind of have some pressure on your back, like underneath your shoulder blades at some point. I don't know if that's some kind of pressure point or whatever. So that I thought that was a really interesting like illustration or specificity of the chair. But something about those chairs, dude, that connects whatever's going on in your mind.
Yeah,
I think there's a missing piece where like. I think there is something to that spiritual aspect, but I think we need a catalyst to connect ourselves from like from our consciousness to the physical dimension. I guess.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Contact? Right.
Is that the one where
their older movie?
Their knees bend backwards?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No. Contact is what's her name?
The one with the big satellite dish.
Yeah, and she gets inside.
Yes,
and then she like gets transported to another dimension.
Oh, that's a totally different one. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's
or maybe it is the same one.
The big like gyrosphere.
Yeah,
and it spins. And a terrorist blows up the first one, and so they have to remake it.
Right.
Well, she gets this message from space, right? Mm-hmm. And they decode this message. And it turns out to be blueprints.
Yes.
And so then they build this ship.
And they drop her
down. And so what happens in that movie, right, is they build this to spec, right? It has to be perfect. But the change that they made on the ship was the chair, right? So they bolt it to the ceiling. They anchor it in, and then they hang the chair from it, which isn't in the blueprints.
What?
And so when she goes down and she starts going to wherever she's going, the chair, the whole ship is shaking violently and just she's going crazy and thinks she's about to die. The ship sounds like it's about to explode.
Okay.
Well, finally the thing breaks and it rocks loose and everything stops and it's super smooth.
Whoa.
And she can just kind of float around inside and the ship isn't shaking anymore.
So it was the chair that made the difference.
It wasn't the chair. It was that stem that they added for structural support.
Oh,
but
interesting.
really, you didn't need it to do that.
Damn.
You know, that's what made the ride dangerous. That's what made the transportation of the object dangerous. You know.
Whoa, that's really interesting.
And all it was the stem that they hung from the ceiling.
All they needed was a hammock, dude.
And just leave it there. Just leave the chair, you know?
Damn.
And that was the one thing that they changed. And
whoa, what a cool little detail.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Uh-huh.
I love that concept where, like, so when she's dropping in, she goes to a different universe or whatever, and the alien comes in the form of her dad, right?
Right.
And it seems like, I mean, this scene is like a 10-minute, 15-minute scene, right?
Yeah, it's
and then when it goes back to Earth, she's only like, there was no change in time. She just dropped all the way through. Yeah. So it stopped time. She was transported to a different planet or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Talked to this extraterrestrial. What, I forget like what the point was. What'd she talk about to this? Was it just her?
Yeah, I mean, that's how she got into it. She missed her dad. You know, she was getting all this information. She spent her whole life, you know, searching for what's out there, you know, and thinking maybe your spirit lives on. Am I looking for heaven? What am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm a scientist and this is what I do. And it's kind of poetic that she gets this message, you know, and it comes in the form of her father and you know, so
Damn.
it's a super super awesome movie. I love the movie. You know, it's a good movie for sure. But yeah, it's just those little details and things that make it interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody knew about the chair thing. You know,
maybe, man.
So the movie I was thinking about where the legs bend backwards is The Arrival.
Oh yeah, The Arrival.
What's this? Charlie Sheen. No, is that him? Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Charlie freaking Sheen. Those aliens in there are super creepy.
They are creepy.
By the way. They're like, remember their heads? There's like a flap in the back.
Yeah.
He's just showing off his brain like, ooh.
Yeah. Here it is. Here's my brain. Yeah.
That's a pretty awesome movie too.
That is a crazy movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should see it.
That's an old movie.
Yeah, it is, dude.
It's a good one.
I thought of Jess actually had a good idea. Maybe we should do some movie reviews.
Oh.
Some alien movie reviews.
Get a little Mystery Science 3000.
Yeah, dude.
Science Theater.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. Yeah. Like watch a movie and comment on it as we're watching it. That's not what she meant, but that's great. I love that.
Put a camera behind us, so it's just a silhouette of our heads.
Yeah, down in front. Yeah, that'd be cool as shit, man.
That would be fun.
Or we can make our own little puppets.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh man,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'd have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that would be great.
We should definitely get down on that for sure. Yeah, man. So the Stranger Things portal and it being related to the Montauk Project, which if you think about the earlier episodes, you know, like Montauk Project, you know, they were doing all these tests and you know, these scientists were doing stuff to people.
Yeah.
You know, trying to figure out, you know, how telekinesis works or if you can remote view and things like that. In some of the earlier episodes, you know, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing to the kids.
Yeah.
They have them down there. They're doing tests. They're seeing if they can move things with their minds.
I mean,
you know?
It's a great idea. Like, I wonder if it actually worked and we'll just never know about it. Because I know that they took adults, but I wonder if they did experiments on children too.
I'm sure they did.
Because I feel like there's just some part of me that believes that when you're a kid, you're much more
in tune.
Yeah, just in tune with not only just your perception of the world, but you don't know what's possible. There's like this, anything's possible. So I feel like there's a part of your brain and your consciousness that allows you to absorb and just do whatever, you know, maybe you, if you were to go through training like that as a kid, maybe not treat it as shitty as 11 was, but like that's kind of why treat her that bad? If you know, if that's like the most powerful weapon on Earth, like,
well,
be nice to her.
That's why, because she's grown up that way, and she is the most powerful weapon in the world. So it's like, okay, we gotta condition her
Oh, to be like fearful of us
to
or
be
something?
scared of us. And anytime we say jump, you jump.
Oh, okay.
If I say go back to your cage, you go back to your cage, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's kind of like how you have like an extremely well-trained dog,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I mean,
Don't let them sleep on the bed.
yeah, we don't let them sleep on the bed, you know.
Dude, by the way, I heard you have 3 corgis now. I know
Yeah. I have 3.
you. What was it? Molly, the second one?
Yeah, we have Gizmo, we have Molly, which is the older one,
Yeah.
and now we have Luna. Luna's the pup.
Didn't know that you got a new puppy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, Luna's the new pup.
3 corgi butts just wiggling around, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen them get into a swimming pool?
So we took Luna to the pool this weekend, and she just swam like a fish, man. But yeah, their butts just float on top of water.
That's so funny.
It's funny because Gizmo, he's a little scaredy pants, and so I'll put him in the water, and I'll just kind of hold him by his chest, and he just moves his tiny front paws, and his ass just drags through the water, and just floats on top. He doesn't even kick his legs. It's so funny when he gets nervous around the water.
Man, I love that.
But yeah, Luna, she took off, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Start them young, dude.
They're a lot of fun.
Nibbler can swim really, really well.
They're a lot of fun.
When she was a puppy, she said, I mean, I think we took her swimming in the pool. Remember when we lived at
Yeah, the apartment.
Limestone. Was that what it was called?
Limestone. And then they switched it to the orchard.
That's right, the orchard. Man, good times there, dude. That was fun.
Yeah.
That Fazoli's. I miss that Fazoli's.
Oh man, you just walk across the street.
Damn, that was great.
Oh man, I used to graze at Fazoli's, dude. I used to love that place. And now it's like a oyster bar.
Yeah, and it's really good. I remember going to it before I had graduated over there.
I hate that paint scheme. I hate the color.
The color scheme.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not the best. Well, the signage. I don't really remember the color scheme, but I do remember the signage.
It's like neon orange.
Yeah,
and then blue lettering with white outline on it.
You don't put blue on top of orange. That's ultimate dizziness.
Unless you're Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
But they have a blue field, so
I feel like
they obviously don't care about it.
I feel like Florida also had. Well, they're orange and turquoise though.
Yeah, they got some green in there.
Miami
They really play up that white.
Miami Dolphins. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of dolphins, dude. I mean, their frontal cortex is larger than ours.
Yeah, they're smart.
Dude, if only they had some thumbs, do you think they would kind of conquer the world?
Oh, man.
Or do you think there's enough materials in the ocean where they could actually build anything? Because I think that's the closest thing, other than an octopus, to like a true alien on Earth.
Yeah.
To me, like, actually, number 1, octopus, and then dolphin.
Yeah.
Like,
well, isn't an octopus's like DNA the like most different out of every species? Like it's completely different, or its genetic makeup is completely different than
I think I've read
any other animal on the planet.
Yeah,
I think it's So it kind of is an alien already, which I believe, because those are crazy animals.
So
super cool. Though.
Think about a planet that's totally completely covered in water and it's in the habitable zone. What creature would, rise up to the top the fastest and be the dominant species? I mean, would it come down to survival of the fittest, like dinosaur kind of stuff, like the biggest and the baddest?
It might.
Or would it be the most intellectual, I wonder? Like,
I think being able, like, being intellectual and starting to learn things probably come, later. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to look at it in sections. Like when you look at cavemen, well, the most intellectual kind of survived, right?
Yeah, true.
For a while. And then, the brutes kind of started to die off a little bit.
Right.
And then the smarter ones started to survive. And now, look at us. We're tiny now.
Yeah,
just a bunch of smart people. We know so much more stuff than they used to know.
Yeah.
But a lot of us are dumb. But you could drop us off back then and we'd be the smartest person in the entire planet.
Oh, I don't know if I'd be the smartest person still. I'd probably fit in just fine. I'm hungry. Sleep.
This feels like home. I feel like I'm with my people.
I think I'm going to stay. Man, they got fire. Everybody's walking around naked.
Yeah, everybody's having a good old time. I've never had brontosaurs.
Dude, I bet dinosaurs tasted great.
They might have.
Man, I wonder what their meat would be like too. Would it be like an alligator, or would it be fibrous like a man? Obviously, it would be. Yeah, that's a dumb question. It would have to be like a reptile meat, like a
snake.
crocodile meat.
Crocodile.
Yeah, it's like white, you know.
I bet that'd be delicious.
Dude, have you had crocodile?
Yeah,
It's so damn good, dude. I had
we had
crocodile.
it at the Gator Fest.
That's right, dude. Yeah, the Gator Fest, dude.
We have that picture of us next to that gigantic.
That's right. That gator has
alligator,
his pee-pee out. Remember that?
Man, that thing was humongous. It was like 15 feet or something.
Yeah, it was a big gator, dude.
Yeah, it was like the biggest one they caught that day.
Anahuac, Texas. Shout out.
Some crazy stuff, dude. Yeah.
Well, I want to go back. I want to go back just for the food. I had crawfish mac and cheese. That was freaking amazing, dude. I remember they had the Gravitron. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's in Stranger Things.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
so
That's
funny.
what I just saw it. I was like watching
so
it with Jess,
funny.
like, babe, I used to ride on that thing, and you know, I was like calling them out the whole time. Every time they would start it, because there was a couple of scenes in the Gravitron. Every time they'd start it, it was like automatically be really fast.
Yeah, it was
no,
hauling ass.
it used to take like 10 minutes for it to get up to speed.
Yeah, and the last time we got on it in Anahuac, they had those people that pushed it.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah,
they pushed it to get it going. So that was definitely not safe, but we did it anyways. Man.
So, I mean, bringing it back to UFOs, the Gravitron is in the shape of
A UFO.
a UFO, dude. A freaking UFO, man.
Too many lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
I'd be pissed if you know, an alien comes down and it just looks like the Gravitron.
It actually says Gravitron on the side. You open it up, it's like a carny, like, so, dude.
Or if it didn't say Gravitron on the inside, but you got to meet the alien and he comes out and he's like, "Welcome to the Gravitron." And we just start laughing just like that. And he's like, "What are you laughing at?"
Yeah.
And we're like, let me show you. That's great, dude.
But it sounds really cool. Step inside the Gravitron, Earthlings. We're just cracking up. Definitely my favorite ride.
Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah, they had it in Taylor, man, all the time. That was great. Yeah, man. What else? I guess, do we want to talk about JFK? Maybe we need some more research on that before.
Yeah,
we
we'll
talk
do a
about
little more on that, dude.
Yeah.
What else we got?
What were those radio signals from Australia? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So periodically we get one of the signal, right? And
It was a radio signal.
yeah, it was a radio signal, and usually they just kind of we can't ever pinpoint it. You know, it's like, ooh, that was strange. So you have people sitting there, you know, looking at data all day, every day, listening to, you know, radio waves and
Yep.
and once every 30 years something crazy happens and they're all like, "Oh, what was that?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, that was cool. I guess we'll wait another 30 years." But this signal, it came down, and instead of just hitting one place, apparently it spread.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, the signal spread
That's
all over
cool.
the place. So it was almost like it hit different telescopes, radio telescopes at different times.
What?
Almost like this signal wanted to be, you know, heard.
Whoa.
So instead of sending just one little beam, this one spread out and it hit multiple. That's how they were able to triangulate where it came from exactly in the sky. And so that's the first time we've ever been able to find out where this signal came from.
So I'm thinking of like what a wave looks like is you always see them horizontally. I wonder if when it comes at you, it's straight on.
Yeah.
So if that were the case, I mean, the wave signal, if it was really, really big, like a really low frequency, it would hit one place. And I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah. I mean,
Because maybe it shot it and specifically like 8 different places.
I don't
So
know.
that, to me, that would sound like some intelligence behind it. I don't know.
yeah, it's
You know?
but it's coming from one source. And it's the first
Did they say
time.
what constellation it came from?
They did in the article. I don't remember what they said though.
What if it was Zeta Reticuli, dude?
Oh, dude.
They were sending some messages to Germany, bro.
It'd be scary.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be scary.
That'd be fucked up. What if we did receive a radio signal from space and it was like in German?
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. 'Cause we were talking about earlier, like the different species of aliens and how there's different species of grays that all come from the same Zeta Reticuli star system.
They kind of look similar.
Kind of look similar,
but
right?
they're a little bit different. They
And
all have different personalities.
Right. What were you saying? Like the tall whites are our ambassadors?
Yeah. So, well, so the ones that we know, the grays, the tall whites, apparently these guys are kind of, I guess, running things. So a lot of people will speculate and say that the tall whites are the Men in Black.
Oh,
they're always in suits, so they're always kind of keeping an eye on everything.
Okay.
Anything crazy that happens, they say the Men in Black show up. We don't see them, but they show up and then they disappear. They maybe warn you,
right?
Or you disappear too.
Oh shit!
Right? So
have you seen that security footage of
the Alaska police officer where she's in the office?
Is that the one where they walk into the glass doors and the guys look fucking identical?
Yeah.
That's really, really crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Were they wearing hats? I can't remember if they were wearing hats.
Yeah, they were wearing hats, and she tried to go for her gun, I believe, and it was in her purse.
What?
Man, I have to relook at the story again.
Yeah.
I feel like she was gonna go for her gun and kind of like got captured in their gaze or whatever they were saying.
Whoa.
And she in the video it looks like she's startled and freaked out,
right?
But then by the end of it, she just walks out with them.
Dude. That's freaky.
That's kind of cool. Like, that'd be cool if the whites are the Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, speaking of Men in Black, Rip Torn, R.I.P., bro.
Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
I loved him in MIB, too. He's funny.
He used to have a place in Taylor.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
He used to have a place in Taylor.
Man, there's something about Taylor that there's been a lot of famous people that have either lived there or like movies been shot there.
Dude. Tex Avery.
So cool.
He used to create like the old like kind of Looney Tune cartoons.
Tex Avery. Idiot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's from there.
Oh, that's right, because they have that museum.
Yeah,
the guy who created Bugs Bunny lived right across the street from the Moody Museum, right? Yeah,
yeah.
That's super cool.
And then
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filmed there.
Yeah, it was all filmed out there too. Yeah,
at the Texas Meat Factory. I miss
Dan
those.
Moody's from there.
Dan Moody, yeah.
Dan Moody.
Yeah.
He's the first governor, I believe, to prosecute the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah,
in the entire United States.
Love that.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
That's kind of cool. And his museum's there, so that's pretty awesome.
There's so many like historical things that happened in Taylor, dude.
Yeah,
so awesome.
It's a pretty cool little place.
Yeah, I do miss the Texas or the Taylor Meat Company, those red weenies, dude.
Yeah.
Man, those are great.
Oh, yeah. The Taylor Meat Weenies, bro.
Taylor Meat Weenies. That should have been our mascot. So the Ducks, it was
the Taylor Meat Weenies.
The Taylor Red Weenies. Take the field.
It would have been
I can't remember any football.
Just have a mascot.
Back to hot dogs, dude.
That's back to hot dogs.
That's a different reality, bro. We would be. They would come to Taylor first because they'd be like, our people.
Yeah. You were so man.
They'd be like, hey, Frank.
We completely like got off this subject. I don't know how, but you were saying that dolphins were, smartest.
Yeah.
How did we get to weenies again?
Yeah.
We're talking about sausage again.
Dude, I don't know, man.
How did we get back there? From dolphins being the smartest and octopus to...
There's hot dogs in the fridge if you want one.
No, I'm good
All
right
right.
now. Man. That's pretty great though. But in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, how the dolphins were the smartest animal on the planet, and this whole time they've been warning us that the Earth is coming to an end, but the whole time we just thought they were doing fun tricks for us.
That's right. Doing flips and shit.
Yeah, so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Man,
and then whenever it comes, they fly in the air. And
yeah.
Where'd all the dolphins go? They just flew away.
Man, so many of my ideas always end up... This is twice now that this has happened on the podcast, where an idea that I've had goes back to the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, you say you don't remember it, but maybe it's all subliminal.
Maybe, dude.
Yeah.
I've only seen the movie like maybe 3 times.
So you should watch it. It's so funny. I love it.
But I guess so. After that, we were talking about a planet that's covered in water in the habitable zone, which species that would rise to the top would be. And I was gonna say, the octopus would rise to the top before a dolphin kind of creature because they can grab stuff and move it and use different. Like I saw this video of a octopus using a coconut shell as protection, and like just fast forward a few thousand, maybe a million years, and now they have hands, and maybe they have bodies or they're bigger or something like that, and they have like big brains, and I don't know. Just imagine like a humanoid octopus. How cool that would look.
Or maybe that the way that animal is built is superior to even us.
Yeah.
Their line of evolution kind of made them a little more superior.
Yeah.
It just so happens that they live in the ocean.
Yeah.
And they can't.
Maybe even hands are not even the best tools to make things with.
Yeah, maybe they're not.
Maybe you want suction cups instead.
Right. But can you imagine, like, even if you bring that to like just Earth, right? Not even another planet where an octopus would rise to the top, but on Earth, if a species had that same type of camouflage ability, the same type of ability to fit into small spaces or squeeze under doors or something, but it was a humanoid figure.
Yeah. Maybe one day the octopus crawls out of the ocean and it's a new species that can breathe air, and then it can start building stuff. I don't know. It seems kind of squishy though, but I don't know. I just picture like an octopus as somebody's head, kind of like Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. Is it Davy Jones?
Yeah. He hides the key.
Yeah.
In his tentacles.
Jack Sparrow.
That's the grossest. I don't like that character at all. It's the nastiest.
Jack Sparrow.
Can you imagine like what it's going to be like in the time that it took us to get here now, where take that same amount of time and apply that from now to then in the future.
Okay, well,
like, what are we going to look like?
Take it even further. Say all this, climate change forces us to leave as a species. We have to leave this planet. I don't know if it's to Mars or to a different planet in a different part of the galaxy, or maybe even in a different galaxy. And so there's no more humans, and then the ecosystem of Earth starts to heal itself. What's the next species that's going to come up and
what would be
planet?
The dominant force?
So I feel like the Earth's going to be around for a pretty long time.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah.
So after humans leave, what's next? Is it primates? I mean, I know Joe Rogan talks about this on his podcast a lot, but scientists say that it's been observed that a couple of species of monkeys or primates are entering the Stone Age.
Yeah, they're building tools and things.
Orangutans have observed fishermen using spears, and now they're using spears and teaching it to their young. Yeah. So now all of them are fishing with spears in the rivers. Like, dude.
Yeah. That's insane because because he was also saying like, what if that's just what happens?
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Maybe on this,
and they're still going to be trying to figure out who built the pyramids when they grow up.
Yeah. They absolutely are.
Yeah, man.
But it's the planet. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I wonder if they would if they would look the same as they did on Planet of the Apes. If they would evolve, their faces would evolve.
They might look a little different
over time.
Probably look a little different.
That's
just like we did.
Yeah. I was watching this documentary on Netflix. It was like the earliest face of man or something like that. And these
the cave divers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it was Mexico, or no, it was like it was in Mexico near Tulum, that area. That whole peninsula has these interweaving caverns and caves that are now underwater, but that didn't used to be underwater.
Yeah. That's where they say the meteor hit near there, right? The one that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Oh.
I believe there's a meteor. That's what they claim.
Interesting.
That wiped out the dinosaurs. Okay. And that's how that, That peninsula is worked out. So
Dang. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Cool.
and it predates. It's 13,000 years old,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so
that skull that they found was 13,000 years old.
and the Sumerians date back to 12,000 years old,
Okay.
right? Which is the cradle of civilization where
Right.
everybody came from, apparently. Mm-hmm. How'd that get all the way in Mexico,
Dude.
at 13,000?
Right?
years?
We should... I
A
want
1,000 years prior to that.
Sumerians. When did Sumerians...
I mean, the time, where people came out of that area.
Oh, it's saying 4,000 BC the Sumerians lived in Mesopotamia. That can't be right.
4,000 BC. Well, what, 4,000?
I feel like that number is just used so much, like in biblical things, like and historians always say like, oh, it was only 4,000 BC.
4,000, yeah.
All the Egyptians in.
I'm not sure.
I don't think that adds up, dude.
I feel like it was longer than that. I thought it was like 12,000.
The Sumerians. Mm-hmm.
I could be completely
This
wrong.
is Google. I,
I mean,
don't know,
dude,
man.
we're just doctor scientists.
Yes,
so
exactly.
we don't really know.
Man, that keeps saying 4,000 BC, dude.
Huh.
Time period of the Sumerians.
Well, that says
5,000 to 1750. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Google.
Who knows, man?
I don't trust it.
Who knows? But
I don't trust it.
so from there to now, I mean, it's 5,000, 6,000, 7,000?
Yeah.
7,000 years ago?
7,000 years ago.
7,000.
So there's this skull that was found in this cave, at the bottom of this cave, underwater. It had started to calcify. That's how old it was. But they were able to carbon date it to around 13,000 years ago.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Clovis people. Was 12,000.
Clovis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because isn't that what Randall Carlson talks about and Graham Hancock?
I think so.
They talk about the Clovis people being here, but then they found bones that were further down in the ground.
I think you're onto something.
I think that may have been what it is. I may have.
Yep,
misspoke.
13,000 to 12. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's what it is.
Okay.
Well, when were the Denisovans? Denisovans time period. That was well.
How long ago was that?
Contrast.
What did it say?
It doesn't really say. Oh, lineage. Homo sapiens approximately. Well,
600,000.
the lineage that developed into Denisovans and Neanderthals is estimated to have separated from the lineage that developed into anatomically modern Homo sapiens approximately 600,000 to 744,000 years ago. That's a long ass time to be looking like we do and thinking like we do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure those people didn't look anything like us.
Yeah.
They didn't look anything like us.
Well, so what was interesting about the skull that they found in the cave was that they reconstructed her face based off of like facial models and muscle distribution on the face, and they don't look like Native Americans. They look a little different, like certain aspects, like their nose. And their cheekbones are like really sharp. Their jaw muscles are a little smaller, and they don't look like Native Americans. So that means that somebody else came from somewhere else and went through North America and then down to South America.
Yeah,
which I thought was really, really interesting. 13,000 years ago.
That's
dude.
crazy.
And there was like giant sloth bones down there, and
Yeah.
saber-toothed tiger bones,
Yeah.
cave bear.
Because North America used to have the largest land mammals or land animals of the entire world. Mm-hmm. Even now in Africa, they're known for having the largest land
Them
animals.
elephants over there.
North America
Elefante.
used to have that.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see a giant sloth, dude.
That'd be
I bet they
super
take some
cool.
epic naps.
Do they have to sleep longer because they're bigger?
Maybe, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, like, just the fact that we can find some bones that look just like ours, relatively.
Yeah.
That is that old, and there's still people out there that say like, that we didn't build anything or we didn't have written history or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a historian, but I feel like there's got to be some some missing pieces there. I don't know, man.
There's a lot of missing pieces, man. I mean, it's kind of like what we're doing now. You know, like we're talking UFOs and aliens and things, and we're trying to put pieces together to a story that we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of the same, like being an archaeologist. You're trying to put pieces together of stuff that you have no idea what happened.
Right.
You're looking at pieces, like tiny pieces of pottery.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, these people were farmers. Like,
That is
you know what I'm saying?
I wonder how they come up with those jumps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but like,
Yeah.
how do you know that's what they used it for? They could have just used it to poop in.
Maybe.
You know? I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what else comes out of oh damn it, I'm blanking, but Graham Hancock's book is about this site that's
Göbekli Tepe?
Göbekli Tepe. Yeah, I'm interested to see some new information about that site.
Yeah.
Because that was, I mean, there's a lot of what you're saying, like evidence pointing to the fact that this was a building civilization that had a written language. It's just super interesting.
And it looks like the site was purposely covered up.
Yeah.
To maybe hide it.
And there's signs that they did have agriculture, which back then, I mean, I can't remember.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, because they came out. He says that they were before the Sumerians. And the Sumerians the Sumerians get the credit for being the first people to do this, but really there's another civilization that was prior to that.
And there's probably a civilization that's prior to them.
There could be.
You know.
And that's why, what's his name from Egypt, the main Egyptologist.
Yeah, I can't, man. I
Swami or something.
I whipped his name out of my head the other day, and I was so proud of myself. But right now, I cannot.
I can't think of it either. But that guy, he won't even talk to Graham Hancock.
Yeah, which is lame.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're lame, dude.
Göbekli Tepe. Oh well. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, they dated it back to a very long time ago, like around 13,000 years ago or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Super interesting. Lots of missing pieces.
I'm
ready for the octopus people, maybe some dolphin people, you know. I'm excited to see what happens to that Stranger Things gun.
I know. We're going to have to keep up with that, because if something does happen, it'll disappear off the map. We won't hear anything else.
Yeah.
But if it fails miserably, we'll hear a lot of stories.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, they were trying to open a portal.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
wonder why. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I wonder if there's any oversight, you know, if there's security or some like Austin Powers type armed guards.
Maybe
that can't shoot.
It's like under the mall.
Oh, that would be freaking great.
Yeah.
That'd be freaking great.
It would be pretty good. But
well, I think we have a lot of good stuff to talk about on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
that we
we're
want
gonna
to
have
research
some
a
cool
little bit. I feel like they had a lot of good little insights on this one.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
I'm a little off today because, you know, I'm working off of like 3.5 hours of sleep right now.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, I don't blame you, dude.
Like 4 hours of sleep.
You visited an alien last night, man.
Yeah, dude. I saw the Doobie Brothers and Carlos Santana, man. That was super cool.
Yeah, man.
So asleep by 1:30, up by 5.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's been a long day, bro.
Let's drink some whiskey and
this beer is delicious.
Yeah.
Bro, I told you, if I drink whiskey, I'm just gonna pass out. I won't even make it to your couch. I'll just drink it and fall asleep on your kitchen floor. And Jess will be mad at you.
Dude, so we got stickers, y'all.
Yes. Stickers are here.
I don't know if we want to sell them. Maybe we'll just hand them out at UFO Congress. But we do have some shirts that we're already selling on, or I don't know if it's live on the website.
We'll have to double check.
But the website is live, y'all. UFOGaragePC.com. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's up and running.
But we have some stickers. Shirts are coming. And then I texted Joe last night that I had this idea. Maybe we do like a Kickstarter or GoFundMe to raise some money to buy a couple of GoPros to set up in my studio to film our podcast, so we can put it up on on YouTube. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
It would be pretty awesome.
I'd love to be able to
see
show
our pretty faces.
Yeah, man. Like we're like in tuxes.
You're pretty cute, Ben. You're pretty cute.
Well, only with a tux on, dude. And also just to be able to show like what we're looking at on our computer too. Like if we want to show a video, be able to show that. I don't know. Maybe we'll get pulled from YouTube if we do that a lot, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
Kind of depends on what it is.
Or maybe we won't even put it on YouTube. Maybe we'll put it on Vimeo so we can get away with bullshit like that, you know?
Or we'll do both.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm done. But I think that'd be cool. So maybe we'll set that up either tonight or just later on the week. I'd love to. It'd be awesome if you guys want to support that and donate. Maybe we'll send you a sticker for. Maybe there's like a tiered pricing tier. If you want to donate $10, you get a free sticker. Or like 20, or maybe like 50, you get a shirt and a sticker. And maybe I was thinking maybe you and I could draw little doodles, you know? Like draw some illustrations.
That'd be pretty sweet.
And then put those in for like, you know, a price point. You know, you get like a hand drawn like UFO or some alien or something cool like that.
Or if you just buy the GoPros for us.
Oh yeah.
We'll take you out UFO hunting.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Actually, we should add that.
We'll go out to, you know, West Texas.
Yes.
You know, camp out and just go UFO hunting.
Bring our lasers.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be dope.
That'd be pretty
That's
sweet.
a great idea.
Cool.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Let's do it.
For sure. Yeah. So
Awesome.
our plane tickets are bought.
Oh, right.
Right?
Plane ticket, hotel, all ready to go for UFO Congress. I was thinking like, man, I want to get our name out there while we're there. And what's something cool that we could do that's not too on the nose? Like I don't want to walk around or I don't want to put up a booth or walk around in costumes or anything like that. But so what's something funny we could do that's not too over the top? Like I don't want to dress up in an alien outfit and like walk around like, hey guys, check out our podcast. But I'm thinking like, what's something funny we could do that while we're there, you know?
Well, if we have GoPros by then, maybe we can just set up at a table and start doing our thing. Yeah. You know. Yeah. At lunchtime.
True. Yeah.
And if people want to come over and hang out with us, then they can.
That'd be cool.
We can just chit chat with them.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do something to get our name out there while we're there and like get the word out.
Or put a sign on our door.
You know? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like a dorm room.
Yeah. Like you know.
That'd be cool.
Come in.
Yeah.
Come in. That's not funny at all. Hey, come in. That's creepy.
You need some sleep, dude. Dude. Hey, twist the knob and come. Hey, come in. All right. So that was the latest episode of UFO Garage. Thanks for sticking with us, you guys. This has been fun. This will be our 7th episode. We're going strong. I'm so stoked. This is like my favorite thing to do. This is my favorite part of the week. I'm just so glad people are still listening to us. Yeah, I look every day to see like the numbers, and it's like just getting crazier and crazier. Every single day, there's more people listening. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys, for seriously.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for listening and hanging out with us for about an hour and listen to us jabber on about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll see y'all next time.
All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, goodbye.